Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with chapter 2 of our F1 23 Breaking Point series. Yes, of course, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Of course, we jumped in and we started the all-new Breaking Point campaign from the all-new game. Once again, a massive thank you to EA as well, of course, for giving me access to this gameplay as well, and of course, allowing me to play F1 23 early. You know, we're barely a couple of weeks away now from the full release, so I'm incredibly excited for that. But uphill struggles at Motorsport, the challenges of setting up a Formula 1 team, but as we all know, any newcomers will always face an uphill struggle to compete in an even footing with their most experienced and well-established contemporaries, which is one of the many challenges that Motorsport are currently facing. Formed by Andrea O'Connor, the owner and CEO of the globally recognised Motorsport brand, this racing team is an outfit with a lot to prove, yet with a car that is showing all the common signs of a fledgling team, with constant recurring faults that have been marred almost every race at the start of the season, the question still remains: will Motorsport have the fortitude to succeed where others have failed, or will they be left spinning their wheels, unable to find their form? That is the real question as we head into this weekend. You can see we've got some tweets coming out from Tim at Marduk. Gotta feel sorry for Aiden Jackson, driving like a complete pro, but that car, Motorsport should be ashamed there. Clearly Ben getting very controversial on the old Twitters. Box as well. You can see, feel like Jackson should probably put the car in reverse, it'd be quicker. Aiden Fan 01. Devon Butler clearly getting preferential treatment from the Motorsport garage. I wonder why that is. So yeah, clearly some controversy, some conspiracies coming in as well. Of course, we've got some emails coming through from Andrea O'Connor as well. We are getting so much right, and also understand how infuriating it can be for everyone when problems persist and simply won't go away. Rest assured, both myself and management team are acutely aware of the continuing issues with the car, and we will be enacting a plan to address them all as quickly as possible. Getting the car up to optimal performance and alleviating everyone's stress levels in the process is our top priority. Davidoff Butler. So there we go then. We have got Devon Butler's dad on the emails as well then. To come from nothing and build such a strong and passionate foundation is nothing short of remarkable. Now let's get some serious points to show the world what we're capable of. And he just signs off his emails as D. So there we go. We know what Devon Butler's background is like as well. Clearly got that cash money. Wonder who from Real Formula 1 that could be based off. So here we go then, we've got some local media coming in, but this being their home circuit, Stroll and Latifi have been all over local media this weekend. One particular outlet appeared bent on using our recent struggles to pump up the expectations of the home drivers. They indicated that Motorsport were easy fodder for the Canadian pair and that our drivers shouldn't be able to put up much competition. We'll show them who's fodder, or we'll just ignore them. I won't be drawn into this. We have our goals and we know what level of performance we expect from our drivers. You know what? Let's go with confident. Devon was on a popular streamer's channel earlier this week and promised a behind-the-scenes tour of our factory for next Thursday. This clashes with our scheduled team building days for the engineers back at the factory. Normally, I would say we don't let Devon's flights of fancy interfere with our plans, but that video has received a lot of views. The streamer has contacted us to confirm the tour. What course of action would you like to take? You know what? Content creator myself, you got to go for it. I'm going to take that opportunity. Yeah. So a few little news beats coming in then. A lot of different things we got to do, of course. And yeah, you can see, of course, there we go. Does promote our reputation, but brings down our performance levels. But let's get in then here for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Into turn 2 we go now. Butler comes out of the pit lane. Jackson is right now with him. This is dicey, Ant. Neither one of these two wants to give way.
This would have been a lot cleaner if Jackson had just let him go. He's just not giving him an inch.
They continue onwards, still wheel to wheel, almost touching there as well, as we head down the straight towards the next chicane. Nothing to separate either car, and through the chicane we go. And now Jackson sends them both off the track, and Butler over a curve. That looked nasty.
And I do believe that one of their cars is damaged here, Crofty. I think it's Butler.
Damage, Ant, but also they've lost places too.
Unbelievable and totally unnecessary as well.
Well, one damaged car, places now to make up. What a complete mess that was.
Okay, calm yourself down. We'll look at it in the debrief later, but right now I want you to go and get those places back. Come on, let's go.
There we go then, only a hand... I've pressed the wrong button immediately. That was always going to happen at some point on this game then. But yeah, here we go then. Late on in the day here in Canada. I mean, to be honest, kind of looked like that was Jackson's fault on Devon Butler, in my humble opinion there. Seemed like he kind of tried to shove the nose back in where it didn't belong and sent both cars off into the runoff area there. But we've got to try and recover back to P13 before this race is done and dusted. We've got 6 laps to go. I think the car does feel alright there as we get all over Mick Schumacher's gearbox. Let's try and see if we can immediately get a run on the Haas car. To the outside we'll go. I mean, again, we saw in Miami what the straight line speed is like side by side down here once more. But of course, yeah, the big thing we've got to try and do is get past both of those Canadians. Latifi next up in front. Definitely have reconfigured the final chicane as well here in Canada. That wall is a lot closer on the inside of the final corner. I don't know why I'm not getting any DRS from Nicholas Latifi. I'm definitely within the range, but yeah, we've got to try and get around the Canadian. Instead, of course, trying to prove to the organisation and all of those Canadian media personnel. You know, normally, you think Canadians are nice, don't we? We associate them being the kindest people on earth, but apparently not inside F1 braking point there as well. Thought about a move, a lunge to the inside of Latifi, but we won't quite be able to get the nose back there. So there we go, we are getting DRS out onto the back straight then. Horrible run, but surely we can still try and have a look. To the inside we'll go, and Latifi spots us on the inside there, brakes very early into the corner, and we're past one of them. Albon is the big target though, still 3 seconds up the road. We've got Esteban Ocon between us.
Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.1 seconds.
There we go, Mark as well, just filling us in. 2.1, and immediately it's down to 1.8. Well, definitely now within the DRS range of Esteban Ocon as we head down into the hairpin once again. 4 laps to go from Montreal. I know it is only a little thing, but it would be nice if this was, you know, lap 66 of 70 rather than lap 14 of 18. A very, very subtle change there as we fly past Esteban Ocon. But, you know, make it actually feel like you're coming to the end of a Formula 1 Grand Prix rather than just a 25% race. But Albon then, the next big target. I don't actually know where Lancelot is in this Grand Prix there. I think he's up in 10th, so that's got to be the big goal still then in this race. But got a lot of cars to try and navigate before we get there. Charles Leclerc out, though, of the GP, so that's going to be a freebie for us, potentially. One would assume that Charles Leclerc was in front of us, unless he's had a nightmare weekend then, round the outside of Latifi. Albon even, we'll get him just before we get into those yellow flags, and then Charles Leclerc will give us another freebie, up into P12. Oh, now all over the back of Lando Norris and Zhou Guanyu. Not really too worried about the gap to Esteban Ocon, we're still pulling away from him late on in the afternoon, but can we try and get a run to the outside of Lando Norris? We might get a little bit penned in behind Zhou Guanyu, but now just outside of the points then is Lando Norris. Clearly doesn't want to put up too much of a fight there. Can we try and get a run off the corner as well? That we can see Stroll up the road. He's on hard compound tyres, so he's definitely going to be seeing the pace fall off late on in this race. But oh, you can just see there Lando Norris again. Thought about trying to get the nose back to the inside there, but trying to get on the power. Look at that, the traction. Able to find out at turn 3 there, side by side with Zhou Guanyu. He barely gives me an inch on the way in. We'll return the favour on the exit, and now less than 2 laps to go at this Canadian Grand Prix.
1.8 seconds.
See, 1.8 seconds up to the car in front. There's a nice kick of oversteer there off the curbing. But we're into the points then, potentially for the first time this season. But still, I want to get Lance. Right, here we go then. Final lap here from Montreal. The gap to Lance Stroll, 1.6 seconds. So we're really going to try and nail it. If we want to get close to him, it might be one that comes down to the final few corners. We know we can gain a lot in the traction zones. Definitely where the AI are struggling at the moment, especially, like I said, Stroll on those hard compound tyres. Maybe he had to pit early with some damage, or just could not get the early stint to go as far as he wanted. As we try and thread our way through the penultimate chicane here, we will be within the DRS range of Lance Stroll in towards the final few corners. Really struggling though with these tyres. You can see how much we're trying to fight the car as we head out of the hairpin, but are we going to be able to get the run on Sir Lance as we head down in towards the final couple of corners of this Grand Prix. He's got the DRS off of Yuki Tsunoda in front of him. Is he going to try and have a look to the inside of the Alpha Tauri? No, he's just going to sit back for whatever reason. Through the final couple of corners will go, though. Just really lacking on the understeer there. Out of the final corner, it's going to be P10 here in Canada.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So it's been a day of drama here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve today. But Ant, what stood out for you?
Well, it must be the Sport moment between the two drivers there, banging wheels, not giving each other room on track. It was entertaining, of course, but definitely for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, certainly. And Aiden Jackson, well, he'd have enjoyed the result. He did well to recover.
He did do well to recover, but, you know, you never want to see two cars, if you're the team boss, seeing two cars hit each other. It's rule number one, don't hit your teammate.
Given all the problems they've had this season, though, getting one car over the finish line, that's probably a big result for them today. Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Aiden, just a heads up, we're putting the debrief back by 30 minutes.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Listen, while I've got you on, what happened out there today?
It wasn't my fault. Devon thinks he's the only one driving.
I don't want to dwell on it too much at the meeting, but this is not how you run a team. You know this.
Of course. It's just...
No, I don't want to hear it. We have enough problems as it is. Whatever has gone on between you two in the past, I need you to put it to bed.
Sure.
I don't want to have to talk to you like this, Aiden, and I'll be saying the same to Devon. Oh, come on now.
Sure.
See you at the debrief.
Well, some interesting words there coming from our manager. But that's going to do us for Chapter 2 of Breaking Point then from the Canadian Grand Prix. I was potentially expecting a little cutscene there, maybe if that had been our first points of the new season. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. We will be back tomorrow then with Chapter 3. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you're here for that. But yeah, thank you all, and we'll return once more with more F1 Breaking Point. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.